Hi AIS math students. I'm Mr. Klein. Maybe you've seen me around. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Scootpad. I know a lot of you have been working really hard on it, and I just want to make sure that you're feeling okay about the process and that you're not getting confused. So let's have a look just to make sure everything can go really well for you. Let's go. Okay, so let's take a look at this Scootpad page. Maybe it looks a bit like yours. At the beginning, everybody started with a diagnostic math test. And this might have taken you quite a while because Scootpad is trying to figure out exactly what it is that you know really well, what you maybe know a little bit, and what you absolutely have not heard of yet and need to be taught. So it will take some time, and some of our students had 50 or 60 questions. We even had one student that had about 100 questions as the program tried to figure out exactly which things the students still needed to learn. Don't worry, and you don't have to do it all in one day. Just take 10, maybe 15 minutes each day. This student has already finished their diagnostic, and the adaptive practice says 2%. That seems a little bit scary, especially if they've been working really hard, but 2% is for all of the things that you're supposed to learn in the whole school year. And you've only been using Scootpad a little bit, so it's going to take some time for Scootpad to share with you all of the ideas that you're supposed to be learning and working on this year. So don't worry about that 2% part. Instead, on the right side, you could see the goal for this week, which we only ask you to do 50 questions of the adaptive practice per week. So that's about 10 each day. There also is the fact fluency section. Everybody has to start with addition and then subtraction, and if you get far enough, you get on to multiplication and even maybe division. The way Scootpad works is that you can't go on to the next thing until you're really good at something. They call that mastered. So you can't go on to multiplication until you finish all of your addition. If you want to see how you're going, click the View Progress button. This student is working on their multiplication, and we can see exactly how they are doing. If it's green, that means mastered. That means they can answer it correct every time, and they can do it really quickly. The in progress that looks like the time, that means they're still working on it. They get it right sometimes, but not every time. And the check means, yes, they know it. They're getting it correct, but it's taking them a little bit of time to get the answer right. So maybe it would help them to practice just a little bit more so they can speed up. Now let's go back to the main page and the adaptive practice. Remember, they've finished the diagnostic, and so they get practice. And the way Scootpad works is that to teach you something new that you don't already know, they give you some questions. And maybe you don't know the answer, and that's totally fine. If you think you might know it and you have to kind of work it out, you can always click the little button on the right. It's like a notebook. This works really well on an iPad if you want to write down some ideas or try to work out a problem. When you're done, you have to tap the notebook button again to make it go away before you can answer. But remember, oftentimes Scootpad will give you something you don't know. You should click the Learn button. This is the most important part of Scootpad. It gives you a video lesson, it gives you a chance to practice it a little bit, and then finally it lets you go back to that question and see if you understand it. Please don't skip over this part, and you can click Learn anytime you want to. If you get a question that's talking about feet and inches or ounces, go ahead and try to figure it out. It's okay if you look up the conversion. Remember, Scootpad is supposed to be a fun way to help you practice just the things that are most important for you to learn. Scootpad also has some other interesting things like reading and spelling, and maybe even some games. Your teachers will be talking to you about that in the future. In the meantime, please share this video with your parents so they can understand a little bit more about Scootpad too. Talk to you later.